Okay, so raise your hand if you would like to become your best self. Raise your hand if you would like to become happier. Raise your hand if you would like to lead a fulfilled life. Now, if you answered yes to any of those, consider this to be the start of a grand adventure that will explain pretty much everything in your life and everything in the world around you. I mean, we should have this sorted, but in no time, right? All right, but seriously, this adventure, should you choose to accept it, is going to be a lot of fun and it's going to challenge you. In fact, we're going to start up with a game in just a second. Now, be advised that this adventure, there's a lot going on. Now, if during this adventure there's something in there that you don't like or you don't agree with, that's okay. You don't need to agree with everything to get something out of it, right? Quick introductions. My name is Sam Goodman and I am a dad. I also empower tweens with real life skills to thrive. We're talking skills that successful people took decades to learn, and these are skills that most adults don't know that they're missing because, well, we were never taught them, which is part of one of the reasons why I'm even doing this. I'm also an entrepreneur. In fact, I've been an entrepreneur for like 30 plus years. I've also written a couple books, and I am the founder of the Fulfillment Source Code, which is our nonprofit. Now, in a nutshell, we've taken the latest evidence-based whys that make up the personal development industry, and we made it really super cool for a 10-year-old to absorb. Yeah, you just wait until we get to the whole how we do what we do, because that's going to completely shake up the whole education industry. I mean, we had to develop something better in order to reach our goal of reaching 1 billion kids by 2050. Now, just in case you're like, wait a second, how could you possibly empower kids everywhere with these skills? And well, the magic of it is I don't do it alone. I'm getting ahead of myself, but the key to all of this is something that we all share, for real. So let's get into that. Okay, so back to you. So raise your hand if you're human. Okay, now raise your hand if you have a brain. All right, good job. We all have a human brain. All right, so let us start with first principles. In other words, like the how and the why, what I'm about to share, it applies to not just you, but to everyone. Okay, so I believe that we could all agree that the world has not always been like it is today, right? So the Earth is like 4.543 billion years old, and as of November 15th, 2022, there are now over 8 billion humans on it. Okay, so modern humans have, as a species, have only been around for about 200,000 years, and we only really became the dominant species a couple thousand years ago, right? Now, as much as I would like to believe that we would all like to become happier, become our best selves, lead a fulfilled life, the fact of the matter is, everything that you or I or we all think, feel, or believe, it all happens inside of our human brains, which is actually better suited neurologically, physiologically, psychologically for what life was like 50,000 years ago. Okay, so let's quickly do the math. If you were to say take 99.9% of the human development time, it's 200 years, say that 99.9% of all the things that make up this modern world didn't exist, right? So while our surroundings certainly have changed, fundamentally, humans and human nature has not. Now, one of the only things that I can say with absolute confidence is that you are a unique human. Now, the unique part I can't really comment on, but the human part is something that we all share. And fun fact, all humans are 99.9% genetically identical. We're far more similar than we are different. Okay, so I'm hoping at this point we are all in agreement that we all have a brain and it is better suited for life 50,000 years ago. Now, according to Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman, all human brains have two systems, the unconscious system and the conscious system. Now, the unconscious system, it's powerful, it's fast, and it's automatic, and it represents like 95% of all brain activity. Now, the conscious brain, that's the executive part, right? That distinctly human part that really developed last. Now, it's the creative, it's a problem solving, and it's comparatively slow and energy inefficient. I think that it helps explain one of my favorite Einstein quotes, which is, deep thinking is hard. That's why so few people do it. I mean, conscious thought is literally the last thing the human brain developed and started doing. Now, you may have already heard this one, but your brain's number one priority is survival, not happiness. Okay, so we all have one brain. It's better suited for life 50,000 years ago. It's run by these two systems. 95% of the operations are done automatically, and the number one priority of the brain is to survive. Now, the number two priority is to conserve energy. Now, according to the neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman, who, by the way, has a great podcast, I highly recommend it, one of the simplest ways that you can summarize the way that our brain interprets the interactions we have with the world and with others is through this survival lens, again, 95% being automatic. And it's basically activation or inhibiting. It's like, do we want to go towards something or go away from it? Do we want more of it or do we want to avoid it? That's pretty cool. All right, now at this point, you may be thinking, okay, that's cool, but so what? How is this going to help me, let alone help a billion kids by 2050? And my answer would be, well, this is just the beginning. I mean, just imagine how different your life would be if you knew at 10 these evidence-based whys all humans need to lead a fulfilled life. I mean, like, just imagine if half the world's population grew up knowing these real-life skills, right? Compared to, say, today's population, which has for decades, if not longer, been fed this incomplete equation towards happiness, which, albeit, has led to inconceivable advancements, but has also led to an incredibly small amount with an incredible amount of money. It's led to a growing significant number of the population who feels that their levels of frustration, pain, and misery is rising. If you look at your phone, it's like how society is becoming divided every day. And if you have heard of the fourth turning, this is humanity repeating itself again. This is the start of what I hope to become the fulfillment revolution. Now, I'm going to share everything that I've learned. We'll have 3 tracks. We'll have the backstory stuff, we'll have the actual adventure itself, and then we'll have the explanation of the adventure. Now, I'm doing this because a lot of the parents have actually asked me to teach them the fulfillment source code, and this is simply faster and easier. I mean, it's in my bedroom. So all I hope to do by sharing all of these things that I wish I knew when I was a kid is, I figure, by documenting some of these whys, hows, and whats, these evidence-based things that help all humans, well, I hope it helps shift this incomplete equation-driven obsession for more towards the complete equation, which is a better, healthier, more balanced drive towards fulfillment, whatever that might mean to you. Plus, if this helps attract passionate parents of tweens with the resources to empower their kids with the real-life skills to thrive, that would certainly help fuel the fulfillment revolution. I mean, the chances are pretty high that I've got nothing to sell you. You're probably over the age of 10. Now, along the way, I will do my best to share all of the resources and the links to give the proper props to the real brainiacs, right? All these scientists who did the heavy lifting. I mean, they did all the research. Now, because I don't know exactly when you will be finding this video, I recommend that you start with the first game. It is all connected, so the first game then leads to the second one, the third, and it all builds from there. Now, of course, if you want to first know a little bit more about me, head over to the backstory. And of course, if you are a parent, there will be links to the actual adventure itself. My name is Sam Goodman, and we are just getting started with this fulfillment revolution. All right, be good, be bold. Oh, wait, one more thing. Right before you go, I just want to know, which of the following things that we went over is your favorite, right? Are you more like facts or emotion? Like, was it learning that the Earth is 4.543 billion years old, or that there's now 8 billion people on it? Was that cool? Or was it learning that like we're 99.9% genetically identical? Or was it like about the 2 brain systems? Or maybe it was learning about or being introduced to the experts, right? You know, Daniel Kahneman and Andrew Huberman. Or maybe it was the that we're better suited for life 50,000 years ago, and certainly while our environment has changed, basically our basic human nature has not changed. Or was it like, we're far more similar than we are different? Or was it that, learn that, okay, well, we got this guy Sam here who, is a dad and has been an entrepreneur for a while and is created this course, with all the latest in the neurology, biology, psychology, nutrition, and genetics for tweens? Or is it that we're aiming to hit 1 billion kids by 2050? I would love to know which of those was like, oh, that's pretty cool from your perspective. It makes a big difference. Thanks.